1 hour with a wise man is better than many years in the library. While you may be gifted in one area, you will never be gifted in another. So you need to hinge on another person.
Dear viewers, welcome to Roundtable Talk this evening. I'm pleased to be hosting today. My name is Moses Okoth, and I'll be your moderator this evening. And I'm happy that we are joined by our Reverend Elphas Bwire, who will be able today to take us through the topic. And the topic is brand equity and the power of networks. Rev,
Yes. Yeah.
karibu sana.
Thank
It's
you.
your time to introduce yourself
Okay.
and tell the viewers what you have for us in store.
Thank you. Welcome once again to our roundtable. My name is Reverend Elphas Bwire, the senior pastor at CITAM Eldoret, and the patron of this roundtable where we engage, we educate, and empower. This evening, we are talking about brand equity. Now, those who are in Equity Bank are wondering, but we are talking about brand equity and networking. Yeah, so that is what we are talking about today.
Thank you. And that is brief. You mentioned about a bank and I was like, wow, this is a beautiful topic.
That's your bank.
Thank you. Yes, it is. It is my bank. Now, Rev, quickly, I would just ask if you could define what it means, you know.
Okay.
You need to relate it to us,
Okay.
to the viewers, so that they are part and parcel of this
Okay.
discussion.
So brand equity, actually, we should be talking about branding, but we are talking about equity is because it's a brand, is a value you get out of association. Now, when you're talking about us as human beings, if you are known by your friends, by the way, somebody show me your friends and I will tell you who you are. That's basically what we are discussing this evening. Who are your people? Who is the circle of influence? Who are the people that influence your thoughts? They influence your decision making. So that then indeed you see, when people actually just take a photo with the president, I found one that greeted him, is blurry, speaks volume on your page, and then you move at home. Whichever president of any nation, brand equity, liking association. If you travel to US for graduation, not to live there, you may keep that on a profile photo for a long time. Brand equity. If you eat in one of the best hotels in town, I don't know what is the best hotel here. I can tell you, there are hotels I eat, I don't take photo, but there are some, even passing around the door. You must keep that photo. Frame it. That is brand equity. Or else, you will say, so-and-so is my cousin. Because now it's not your brother, it's not your uncle, it's not your... You find a way of trying to get a connection and tell people that I've come to greet people in the US office and Bwire is my cousin. Yeah? It's my cousin. Now, that is brand equity. Who are those people that when you mention, when you're around, some people will say, wow, come, can we talk? Yes. That is brand, in simple terms.
Brand equity.
Yes.
Is it the same as the power of networks?
Yes. So the two are related, and we'll be looking at it and what are the difference of networking. Because once you get a network, once I meet the way I've met you, my people that are on this place, we will build a connection that would actually create the brand equity. So the two are related, but they are not synonymous. Now, networks are the people that influence your business. And by the way, brand equity can also influence and talk about issues over and about people, knowledge. Who are the competitors in the marketplace? That when we put this thing together and you say, now we work together, you've heard someone say, if you find so-and-so, you don't have to look for me. So in connections, or what you say in networks, we are talking about the different people that you go and create. But once you bring them home, now you have an asset. Actually, brand equity is actually an asset. Also, network is an asset. But for networks, you bring many of them. We have even weaker networks. But brand equity, most of them it denotes the value. Most importantly, of greater value that you can actually go alongside. There are names you can go with. I have some pastor friends of mine here. We went and withdrew money without one signatory because the person I was working with is also a banker in that particular place. And so we were hosting a very big meeting. And so my chair was the one who asked us we open a bank account. So one of the signatories traveled to the US. And so we needed money. And that was actually the secretary. So the secretary, the chair, and one other person. Because of brand equity, we went, the two of us, and signed. And then we were given money pending the other friend of mine to come. That is brand equity. How believable? How are you trusted to the level that you can actually be a surety or a guarantor to somebody for a job or even monetary? Those are things we're going to talk about.
Rev,
Yeah.
leave it there. We are engaging, we are educating, and we are also empowering.
Yes.
This is great.
Yes.
So you said that your value,
Yes.
your worth, what people perceive about you determines your scaling.
Yes, yes,
determines where you go and how people treat you.
Yes,
That's
yes.
so powerful, Rev. Now, I want us to move to the next level of our discussion. And this time, I won't want to start with the youth because the youth also look up to us,
Yes, yes.
our current generation. How should we package ourselves as brands? How should we network so that we inspire the young generation behind us? What's your take on that?
Yes, yes. So we need to have opportunities that we share with young people. In brand equity is not the younger people, the older generation. My perception is that they have had it all. They have the best. If there is any one of us who's regretting why they are living, they are watching our last episode, now woe unto them. One of my mentors was a little bit younger but very learned. He is a doctorate in a certain field. So one of the days I walked with him and I was very hungry. He was hungry. Also hungry. Alikuwa na njaa. And he told me, you are a young man. You are hungry of the things you have not eaten. I'm hungry for the things I've eaten. Now, the perception is that the older people have gone ahead. They have enjoyed the best. Of course, they have had the worst. They must allow the younger generation to have opportunities. Creating opportunities for young people to showcase their skills. Sometimes sitting back, you come to a church like CITAM. Last Sunday and some Sundays before, we've had even young people. All of us elders sit down. And we are just greeting them. And the young people speaking like us. Some of them imitate one of my elders in the way he is able to moderate. There we are saying, there is it. You are creating an opportunity. Imagine somebody just walking alongside you and they are able to actually make a living. In scholarly world, and this has really not been done well in Africa, there are people called tutorial fellows. Tutorial fellows are master's students, or sometimes those people who have done, they're almost graduating with masters. They work alongside professors or doctors. And so they are the people who mark exams, they invigilate exams. They are the one that makes and arrange the class. It's like a class assistant. And in some cases, actually, they are the people who do all works under the direction of the professor. So they are called tutorial fellows. Opportunities that are created for young people is a greater avenue of having brand. A young man, in fact, somebody has says 1 hour with a wise man is better than many years in the library. What that means is that when I sit with one Professor Oleg Yap, is my friend here, it's 1 hour. It's better than reading many books, unlocking wisdom, giving the studio, and so many others. Opportunities that we get by associations. He allows you, to get that. It's brand equity. When Messi is able to step out from the game, rarely does he. And he allows one person to play his position for a few minutes. An opportunity created. By the way, you can be a sub, even in football, for the whole game and whole games. Now, we are demystifying that. allow others to grow. Opportunities, knowledge sharing. Knowledge is not meant for us. There's nothing new under the sun. We must allow the younger generation to tap some of the things we have. There are people who are very brainy, the way they do things, the way they do tasks. Those are supposed to be avenues that the older generation are able to give. There are people who are very mean on knowledge. And by the way, knowledge is very powerful. You are a teacher, I tell you. Once you are able to ensure some of your mind sticks to a student, and the student is able to write a math and be able to pass that particular test, it is so heartwarming. Information sharing, platform sharing, encouraging young people to get there and all that. So those inspirations, encouragement, I would go on and go on, are platforms that the older generation can set for the younger generation in order to be able to help them build brand equity. There is no brand that just came. It is created. Over time, we are talking about Safaricom. We are talking about Equitel. We are talking about Airtel. We are talking about CITAM. We are talking about all those. At one point, they were nothing. Over time is when brands are actually able to come to the other places. So the older generation are supposed to create a conducive environment for the young people to sit under them. In India, there is a tree called banana tree. Banana, you know, it is B-A-N-Y-A-N-Y, banana tree. It grows with a big canopy. Now, if you did some biology, when you become a banana, nothing grows under it, because for something to grow, it needs sunlight. Older generations, sometimes they need to avoid the banana syndrome and they become a banana. Ndizi. Ndizi allows the birds to grow. In fact, sometimes the farmer comes and reduces the budding. So that's what you're talking about. Opportunity for growth. The too much canopy, the too much power, the veto power. We must decentralize power from the head office. We must centralize the power from the executive.
Banana and banana. Banana is a tree in India that has a fixed canopy.
Yes.
So dense that nothing can grow beyond.
Nothing.
And below.
No, even a small tree to just die.
Wow. And
Malnutrition.
banana has wings and branches spread that it allows growth of other plants.
Yes, yes.
Dear viewers, this is what we aspire to be. Be a banana where you are able to allow other people to grow and actualize their dreams. Do not be a banana, as our Rev has mentioned. Rev, this is a beautiful platform where we are able to demystify worldview and get to know the real text that can propel the generation of this current generation, of course, and moving forward. We have talked about the older generation and what they should do to the youth, give them an opportunity. The youth should also tap from them. Some youth say and feel that the older generation are not stylistic. They don't have the aesthetic value. There is nothing beautiful to admire from the older generation. And they look at this in very common kind of view. For example, they don't dress well, they don't speak good English, and so the younger generation feel like they don't want to be part and parcel of that life the older generation led. What one word or two in a sentence you can really tell the young to still look up to the old, even when they feel there is inequity, because there is something that they can learn from them.
We must actually there's something in research called gap analysis. There is a gap. We must actually identify the missing link and bridge that gap where the younger generation and the older generation have not come. It says that to whom much is been given, much is expected. That's what Jesus says. Now, the older generation, by mere standards, they have a lot to play to reduce the gap that is happening. And so as we had actually talked about earlier, is are we able to have opportunities of travel? You see, when people travel, they are exposed. When you just sit here in Wasenigishu, you will never know what people do in Nairobi, you know, and only other generation are able to inspire such a kind of things. We are talking about networks. Some of our young people are willing, like, you know, in Gethsemane, Jesus was praying and the disciples' eyes were heavy, you know. So some of our young people, what I'm saying is that their bodies are willing, but their pockets are not willing. Are we able to have an older generation that are able to basically fund some of the visions of our young people? Visibility. Are we able to see? There are people who are very busy. Accessibility. Some of these big people that actually some of us call mentors, you have never met them. You attempt to meet one, they look like it's a mirage, like we're chasing an endless. We need to have available older generation, resourceful people. Let's not be when God lifts you up there, He lifts you for a purpose. So don't become an invisible person that when the younger people are looking for you, can't get you. Find time for them. I sometimes accept even preaching engagements to some of these institutions far away. And I have to use sometimes my own money or ministry money and just go and preach and be with them and come. And sometimes they give you an engagement that is late in the evening. And you go there. Availability, visibility, networking, all that is what older generation can really do to bridge that gap. Among many things, of course, we keep on praying that when we continue hearing about older generation and the young, in sociology that is called us and them. It's a very dangerous thing. We're all human beings. Before God, we are actually brothers and sisters. When you sit with an older generation, can young people actually say, my brother, my sister, and all that? Creating an accessibility, creating a platform of engagement and conversation that is not like us versus them, greater versus lesser. Those will be very better avenues for them to be able to enhance those relationships.
Wow. Brand equity,
yes,
and the power of networking.
Yes.
Thank you. That makes it even better because we need to understand that beyond generations, we are human beings created in the image of God for a purpose under the sun. And so, Rev, I just want to ask in the very simplest terms we would want to mention, what are the reasons why do we need to do network as a generation?
Okay.
Looking at younger generation, the older generation, and everybody else.
Yes.
Why do you think networking is so important?
Yes. Networking, somebody else says your network is your net worth. Put it simply, for you to be able to be successful in business or whatever, you need others. No one actually succeeds alone. You need other people. And so the basic reason why we need others is because while you may be gifted in one area, you will never be gifted in another. So you need to hinge on another person, and say, I know brother so and so. There are people actually, when they sit around, they can get a lawyer, they can get a family doctor, they can get an ambulance and others. It is because the way we are wired, we need each other. There's a song that we sing in the Christian, I need you. I cannot survive. You need me. That is why we need networks, because we are not all capable. Even those humans that we see that have succeeded, they need others. An entrepreneur in a place, he needs an accountant, he needs a HR person, he needs a secretary, he needs a messenger, he needs a driver. That put together gives in what we call one body, many parts. Now, that means there is what we call diversity of gifts, diversity of talents, diversity of what we can do. That is one. Number two, Even if we were able to have knowledge and power to do all things by ourselves, by a virtue of our mortality and human weaknesses, there are things that you can never do for yourself. It's a story that is given of a man that was so busy in his business and he could not attend funerals of other people. But the only one thing he would do is to support them. And so when he hear a neighbor had died, he would send pumpkins. When you die, he sent pumpkins. The pumpkins were very good in that village. So people would feast on the pumpkins, say, I've given my support. So when he died, no one came because he never went for any of them. So all the people he had been sending pumpkins when they were bereaved, they all sent pumpkins to him. Now, this man, although dead, needed people to lift him. You talk about those people that lift you. Brand equity. It comes a point in life that you need people to lift you. When you had all money, or people can give you money, but my friend, there are people that need to lift you and give the body to the grave. You need people to lift you when you are bedridden for you to go to the washroom. You may get an accident. You need people to get you that. Now, that basically means that even those people that seemingly look like they have it all, by virtue of that, there is something that human relationship has that material things cannot do. And so when you're talking about brand equity, you realize that even greater men feel happy to find a humble man, because from there, they also learn their weaknesses and that God has taken them. So in simple terms, what I'm saying in this place, why we need networking, it is because at any point in our lives, we need somebody else to be with us.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is powerful.
Yes.
That the old man who had died still needed people
To lift him up.
to take him to the grave,
Yes.
even when
Even
they
to
were
dress
able
him.
to provide the pumpkins.
Yes, yes.
So you need people.
You need people.
You can't do it alone
You need people.
because you will never do it alone.
Yes, yes.
Dear viewers, it is important that you know that you need people so that you live a comfortable life. It's a good discussion that we have. And Rev, I'm also learning because we are in this space where people feel that they can do things on their own. They feel that given time, I mean, they can just create their own time, do their own things, and move on without looking at others. But this evening, actually, I have learned that indeed we need somebody to help us push to the next level. I have a good question here. And this question is so much to our youths in relation to what you'd advise them. What actionable advice, that which they can put in place, would you give to our youths in terms of networks and building their brands?
Yes. Now, that is what we are here in this place. Young people, as you watch us, you must build a name. Actually, Solomon says that a name is more precious than wealth. You know, after he acquired all that he acquired, Solomon speaks this profound way. And he says, guard your reputation. Build your reputation. You must learn as we build muscles. People have built muscles, but they have no character. We must get at the place that our names are refined for us to be able to enter doors that will rather close. So number one, go to school. Education is another social equalizer. It will take you where others have not. Doors open. We see scholarships. I appreciate and I thank God some of our parents, older generation, are able to provide for us opportunities to go to Australia, go to UK, go and learn. Now, some of you find these opportunities and you go and jog. Some of you have misinterpreted these. You go there and you do your own things. You are not able to complete. I really believe that academics can actually open doors that no other platform could open for. So be to school. Number two, be religious. I think I should sound better. Know the Lord is your personal Savior. Christ is our anchor and our answer every day. When I see people do things as if God is just so distant, and in the end, they actually perish. It really hurts me. But I want to pray on this platform as we're educating and engaging. I appeal to you by the mercies of God. Paul will say, I, Paul, by the mercies of God. You know, if some of you are Paul, would not say by the grace of God. By the way, Paul writes all his epistles and say, by the grace of God. I, Paul, the apostle. Inekama kusema, by the grace of God, I, the president. Yani, it's a contradiction of a higher human position on earth and looking at how God elevates us. Knowing God. There is a place that when we kneel before God, we can stand before kings. And so that is very important for us to know the Lord. And number 3, we are here to encourage you to find mentors. We have provided this a platform to challenge many of us. I really believe that mentorship is the way to go. It's called on-job training. If all of us will be teachable, if all of us will be able to find people that we can hinge on, Teacher Moses, we can go far. We learn every day. In fact, the best education we learn is not that degree you finish to school. There are things that people have called soft skills. I have come to realize those are the skills we need. How to talk to people. You know, I saw another book called 42 Tricks How to Talk to Anyone. Oh my goodness. Those are the things we need to be learning. You know, how to manage and how to manage your emotional intelligence. Mentors will help you to that. How to write CV. You know, there are many of us who know how to write mathematics, but they don't know how to write. How to knock on doors of offices. In simple terms, what I'm saying is find mentors. Be of good behavior. Now, we have many people that are going on social media and they are branding and becoming celebrities of anything and everything. My challenge to you is you are building your brand equity. When people hear of Alpha's Breeder, when people hear of your name, what will come to their mind? Think of somebody like the late Michuki. Think of many of other people that you look up to. When you hear them, you will see something remarkable they did for humanity. I want you to work towards that so that when your name is mentioned, you're associated with that. You hear the founder of X, the founder of Facebook, when he's mentioned, when he actually puts a full stop, people likes it. We want you to be a person of influence for the right purpose. And so for that, then, know right values. Build your character around those things. I would say that for the sake of time, and we would continue on and on and on. But let's build a capacity and character and reputation on things that matter. Things of God, things that will improve your muscles in terms of your brain, muscular, and all that. Not forgetting that internet will never forgets. When we do anything and everything for the sake of it, one day we'll be remembered of what we said. Check what you say every day. Check what you do in the public. Amen.
Amen. Brand equity and power of networks.
Yes.
Dear viewers, we have come to the end of this roundtable today. I'll be glad to meet you in our next session next day. God bless you.